Hello guys, UnoPro here, back with another live ranked gameplay. Today we're going to be playing another Vetruvian game, and we're going to be playing Wise Sabotage list. I'm not quite sure how to say his name, but Wise, very strong player, known for his Vetruvian. Definitely played a few of his Vetruvian decks in the past. Big fan of his kind of style. Anyway, let's jump into the deck. A lot of cards that I really like in this deck, and I'm glad that it's all been able to fit into a really nice shell that works quite smoothly. So let's get underway. Blood Tier Alchemist is basically just a concession to aggro decks, and can help you kind of curve out if you need to. There have been quite a few games where I've had to play this turn 1, and it's not the end of the world. Obviously 3 June cast from any deck. Healing Mystics could run stuff like Jaxi instead, but you really want the health. This is closer to a control deck than an aggro deck for the most part. 2 Pyromancer, still a very strong card, and definitely something you probably want to run if you're not running Jaxis or Obelisks. You don't really like running them with Obelisks because they're both a lot better on turn 1 than later on in the game, but because there's no Obelisks in this deck, really nice turn 1 play, and things still aren't able to deal with it very effectively. So 2-second Wish, that's something a lot of decks are running at the moment. Normally 3 is a bit more popular, but this deck isn't very aggressive, and I actually really like 2, just because so often I really have this habit of getting rid of cards that rely on me having a minion on the board early on when I'm not sure that I'll have board control, and it's nice not to have too many cards that rely on having a minion live a turn. So Sabotage Tiger, not the full 3, this isn't a real aggro deck, but just very versatile, works well with Second Wish, that kind of thing, still there. 3 Sojourner, card draw definitely very good. Often we're able to have these games where we can just answer our opponent's minions pretty well with our Bloodborne spell, and then just get out of control with Sojourners. So it allows you to play a really nice value game against control decks. The one of Emerald Rejuvenator is very interesting. It's not something you see a lot, but it just gives you that extra option, and having these one-offs is something I'm definitely a fan of. You just replace it in a matchup that's not good, and you gave up a replace, but it's not the end of the world. And it allows you to be really greedy. Something Mesa actually was telling me about is that he really likes Emerald Rejuvenate in Vet because it allows you to play really greedy in control matchups. Suddenly where you have to play 2 drops to stay alive in a late game against another control deck, you're kind of wasting the card on 2 drop. You can play a little bit safer, take a little bit more damage, and be greedy with your cards. So definitely something that can help a value game plan, as well as being pretty useful against aggro. So 3 Primus, I think it's better than this deck than Dialytus. A lot of Zenrui around, which is a factor against it. Holograph Keeper beats them both. Dialytus not as bad, but Zenrui is a real swing turn, and you can play around Holograph Keeper to an extent. Speaking of the Devil, we are playing 2 of them. Definitely a card that makes Vetruvian really good. We don't have a lot of single target answers. Allows us to take out those big provokes when it hits massive value, and we have a ton of versatility in the 5-drop slot. So we if we don't see a provoke, we still have a lot of options on 5 mana. The 3 Starfire Scarab, still very strong, and is our best proactive play on 5 mana if we're not reacting with a Zenrui or a Hollow Grove Keeper. Zenrui, we are not running this, the full Sabotage package with the Blind Scorchers, but still pretty strong. Really good at stealing Sojourners, especially. Even just stealing 2/3s against aggro decks can make a massive board swing. Suddenly, they go from having a minion to you having 2 minions and then having none, just for 1 card. Very good. And in the late game, we do have 3 Amaya Healer. I could definitely see running like 1 or 2 less, because sometimes it's just a bit awkward to play, because you're suddenly playing only 1 throughout a turn. They can be dispelled or teleported, but 3 is pretty fine. And you can kind of wear your opponent out of threats, because you only really need 1 of these to go off, and that can possibly win you the game. And just at the end, 2 Dominate Will. Wouldn't really go up to 3 unless the meta was super control heavy. Definitely think that's fine. If you want to try stuff, you can always go like Hexblade and stuff, but I don't think it's really worth it in this meta. So nothing too out of the ordinary there, but I really like how the deck has been made. It really fits in everything you want, and there's lots of on-curve options. Slightly weaker early game than other Vetruvian decks, but it still has that power that Vetruvian has, where it can just be playing a normal mid-range game, trading minions, and then suddenly has a lot of bursts. It still has Tigers, Second Wish, Dune Casters, stuff like that. No rush hours can be a little bit awkward, but Vetruvian naturally deals really well with artifacts anyway because of the Bloodborne spell. So I think that's completely fine. We will just find a game. I did hit S rank a couple of days ago, actually using a Reaver spell high deck. I might make a video for that. Really fun deck to play, and you know, just being kind of trying out decks in S rank at the moment. I think we're around rank 14, 18, something around there. But we will see how we go. Hopefully we get a pretty good opponent. And yeah, I think queue times have been going up a little bit, and I think it's actually it's not actually a bad sign, because you know, a lot of players were complaining that they'd get matched in 3 seconds and they'd be versing someone, you know, a division or higher or lower than them, and it's just not really good games. So it's fine waiting a minute or two and actually getting a well-matched opponent. Hopefully we will. Okay, Gish, not a player I'm aware of, I don't think. Magma. Vetruvian can be pretty good against... well, actually, Magma's probably favoured. But we're not running Obelisk, so it's not as bad. So, yeah, 14 at the moment. Neither of these are too great. Zenrui's not too bad. A lot of stuff like Young Silthar, a lot of Sojourners, Vindicators. Do I want to spell? I kind of want to keep this just so I can curve out. It's not as important because I don't have a 4-drop and I have a 3-drop. But I think I want to keep this, and maybe I just get rid of the Zenrui. Well, what's really that important to dispel? I hate dispelling Young Silthars. Vindicator. That's less common. I just want to curve out. A lot of the time I will make these, you know, kind of weird mulligans or weird replaces, just because I really value curving out. The game is still very tempo orientated. Definitely going to be playing Gene Custody here. Second wish and first wish make it better, but you know, just even, I'd probably do it otherwise. Don't really feel like I need to be greedy. Will be an interesting decision next turn. Hopefully we'll be able to get the Sojourn out before Zenrui becomes available. I don't really know if I care about 2 damage at all. I'm thinking just playing the first wish on there. Let's get rid of the second wish. I don't really feel like I need it. Could be good with this, but I think it's fine. I think we're just going to trade in. There's no point saving ourselves, you know, 2 health with the first wish. We can actually make a stronger body. Deny the mana tile here, Sojourner. Always nice to have that. The reason I didn't do it first was maybe I didn't draw first and then replace, is that there are different plays I could make on that turn. Namely like a 4-drop Primal Shield Master. Maybe there's nothing else. Maybe I could have thought about drawing first. I'm definitely not that greedy with second wish though. Not many cards are better than second wish. Ooh, okay. Chrysalis Burst. We have pretty nice answers to it, but Elucidator. Okay, so for those of you not familiar, it's a 5/4 with Rush, 2/3 with a Rebirth, Kujata 2/2, that's not a threat at all, and a Vindicator. So pretty bad Chrysalis Burst. We can actually steal one of them, I believe, and clear it all. Yes, I think so actually. Maybe not. No, we can't really do that unless we wanted to use a Dispel, because we need to get to 5 mana somehow. Actually, yes, it's very awkward. I don't think we can do that. I think we maybe just steal one. We definitely want to kill the Elucidator, right? Okay, should I Bloodborne spell first? I can't do that, can I? So I want to get to 5 mana, steal 1, and then use the Bloodborne spell and have a chance. Okay. And we can just silence 1. So we need to come up here. We'll steal a Vindicator. we'll get rid of Holograph Kip. I don't think we need it. Quickly buff up here. Okay. And we can just silence to kill a young Siltha. Alright. And we can even hit him in the face, I think. Alright, so he will be able to kill the egg. That's just an unfortunate thing, but you know, it still stops a general attack. Very nice position there. And actually, in some circumstances, if you suspect your opponent's running natural selection, a lot of players will kill off the rebirth minion and then silence the egg, so that natural selection has just become a completely dead card, unless you're killing off other eggs. Did I replace Holograph Kipper and then draw it again? I can't remember. Ooh, okay, so the Zenrui is pretty strong there. We can silence the Sojourner. We would like our own Zenrui more than anything though. Okay, I don't expect this. Well, it can be decent. It's gonna be good against like stuff like Mercantil. Let's go to Sojourner. I don't think I need it. Not the best. Or we can silence First Wish and then provoke both of these, or we can just trade in. It's a little bit less greedy. Or do we just silence and play a Starfire Scarab? Actually, that seems pretty decent. I think I might go with that. Yeah. It's okay, we'll just silence there. Bit of a concession positioning wise, but we can't allow this to get egg morphed. Alright. Dominate Will could be pretty decent, though not actually that many good targets, because the real big stuff, like if he's playing Siltha Elders, will probably be out of range of it if he's playing smart. But definitely a good late game card. Mercantil doesn't do anything here, but if he does, then we can just kill it for free. I don't think the Sojourner was needed here. We're not playing a lot of cards. Probably going to be playing one card a turn anyway, so I don't think Sojourner is really needed. Especially when we're playing such high value cards. Sojourner is when you play a lot of 2-drops early game and stuff to just get ahead. Okay. So smart positioning here. I can't actually blast that thing for free without taking damage back. If I can find a way to kill it, then I can blast general. Okay, we'll get rid of Holograph Kipper. That doesn't really do anything. We'll First Wish here. A decent draw, but probably not at the moment. It doesn't really fit on curve very well. So like a tiger would have been really nice. Okay. Okay, we do need to start worrying a little bit about our life total. We'll just play this here. It does suck a lot, but we can at least provoke him. Do we want to move our general? The way we currently are, there's no real good Mercantil, but I don't know if that actually changes if we move. We move here. Mercantil's the same. Oh, let's just stay central. That's fine. Because he's provoked. Yeah, because he's provoked, yeah. No misplays. Oh, well not, yeah, clear misplays of playing into Mercantil. And we have a really good late game hand now. Gonna have to be careful dropping a Maya Healer though, because it can be tempoed out pretty hard. Okay, hopefully he doesn't have an answer to the Scarab as well. Okay, a Dispel. So that will kill it, unfortunately. Okay, this general is looking very, very scary. Okay, let's get rid of a Dispel. We don't even have our Bloodborne spell, which is really unfortunate. I really don't want to get hit in the face with that. So I can try and play around like an Egg-Morph hit face by playing both of this and this, or I can just try and play the biggest threat. I'm actually leaning towards this and this just because, well, we have to consider Mercantor. No, Mercantor doesn't do anything. Well, not too much. And we want to bait out the Egg-Morph first. Yeah, I think this is a necessary play. If I played Amaya and he just Egg-Morphs and hits face, that's 8. So I'm down to, well, I'd be down to, because I wouldn't have the thing, I'd be at 5 health. Even Elucidator could be lethal if he has it. Ooh. Maybe I should have played this differently, actually. But I also wanted to... No, I think I should play around Mercantor a little bit more. I think that's more important. Okay. Scarab doesn't seem that good here. But is there anything else I'm hoping for? How much damage do I have? 4, 7, 9. There's no card that could give me lethal. So what is the play? We definitely want a Bloodborne spell. I think I want something more impactful, some kind of healing. That's definitely not it. Okay, we definitely just want a Bloodborne spell here. Let's get rid of that artifact, not worry about it. So I could trade in both and then finish off the egg. Okay, Bounded Life Force will be 12 damage, so I need to have the Amaya protected on board, which is important. I think I could just run away. No, this way can actually keep the Amaya protected on board, which is the most important thing. Provoke both. Actually, this way dies to Egg-Morph. Was there a way I could play around that? There might have been. That might have been a misplay, actually. Okay, so we get the health back. He's got to be a little bit worried about his health now. Well, he does have the provoke. Don't know. This definitely can be quite a hard matchup. We're not fast enough to pressure down and really abuse Magmar's weak early game. I don't expect him to hit face here. He might be. Ooh. Damn, he's hitting face. Okay, that gives us outs, right? Gives us a small chance if we're dead. Alright, let's get rid of this. Double blood tier. Does not really do a lot. Oh, is that lethal? I think that might be lethal. There's a chance of lethal at least. Right? Dominate will. Okay, so we have to stay here. So it has to be... Well, actually, it's kind of low chance of lethal. Has to be here, right? Okay, let's just do it. Okay, so we can clear off this. Alright, it's a bit of a confusing turn. I don't think I could have played that better. I'm dead to Mercanto actually. I don't know if I could have stopped that. Okay, Earth Sphere is a bit annoying, but we have distance on him now. Okay, I don't think I actually want Blood Tier because I'm nowhere. Well, Blood Tier I can kill off this with the Bloodborne spell. Yeah. It's actually not great. I could like not risk getting a bad spawn and play Blood Tier first. Yeah, there's no need to have it in his face. The Dominate Will not actually that great. It's okay. Because if it dominates Will, that means we're in range of his general, which is the real problem. It's a close game. Definitely could have lost this already if he drew a bit better. But he has been pretty low on cards, and yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think there's any key mistakes this game, but maybe a couple of chances I might have been able to avoid some outs. I think that's it, if anything. Okay. Do I want Dominate Will? I'm not actually sure I do. Okay, that's a nice draw. Still don't want to go closer because Bounded Life Force is still a pretty brutal card. Okay. Let's just do this. And stay nice and central but out of range of the general. The healing's not necessarily that relevant because Bounded Life Force is the main out. But, well, maybe not. Maybe it is pretty relevant actually. It means he needs Bounded Life Force to hit me. Very close game. My Bloodborne spell is probably a bit better in the scenario. His is kind of getting a bit redundant. No. Silhouette Tracer is still a big threat. How much damage do I have on board? 6, 7 on board, 8. That's possible too. So he needs something that actually affects the board to live. Mercantor. Okay, so he drew a Mercantor. It's about time. Was he thinking about hitting face here? Don't think he can afford to do that. Okay. Do we play the first wish first? Okay, we're actually running out of turns to get away from his general. Okay, I think we play the first wish on the Dervish because our play actually can get affected if we draw a Dunecaster. And there's no downside to playing it. Yeah. Okay, that's terrible. That's pretty good. Nice little top deck there. In the face, and we'll need to put ourselves in the corner. Alright. That's a terrible draw. Well, yeah, that's terrible. Oh no! Ugh. I can't keep this and then just trade, can I? That's way too slow. How do I win this game? I have to replace. Amayu is what I need. Cat. Wait, is that lethal? We got 7 damage. That is lethal. But there is a Hollow Grove Keeper. Huh. Okay, so it's just the one spawn that's bad, right? There's no guaranteed way to do it. So as long as it doesn't spawn here, we win. Alright. Damn, that was a close game. We're gonna win on 1 HP. Well played. Very, very close game. We got a bit fortunate at times, I think, but also didn't have a great start. Very nice. Awesome.
Vetruvian versus Abyssian.
Okay, Abyssian. Abyssian can be it's a decent matchup. We don't have any AoE in this deck, but it's mainly just them getting threats out before your dominant wheels come online. And hopefully they don't overwhelm you. It's not the easiest matchup. Really just want to turn 1 player once again. I don't know how important this is, turn 1. Not with this hand. It's still really nice to be able to potentially go Primus into this. Let's just get rid of this. Yeah, no reason really not to. Yeah, we've got to play Blood here. It's definitely better to play than this, even though it's a bit off curve. We're mainly just looking to ramp into 5. Or 5 potential or 4. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit awkward. So we did get punished for not playing Dreamcaster, but it's not too bad. I don't actually like Healing Mystic here. Okay, not a lot else to do here. We are able to, stop him ramping onto 5, which is the main thing with that kind of play. And Sojourner's actually a pretty nice body here. Really important in general, try and get the Sojourners out before Zenru comes online. Which a lot of decks are running. Probably not Abyssian, but still good habit to get into. Dispel is also pretty nice. Holy Grove Keeper is pretty terrible in this matchup. It's probably the worst matchup for it. Yeah, this is probably one of the early decks that doesn't run any provoke. Might see a Primal Shield Master or something, but I highly doubt it. This can be really, really good. Especially if we can get really greedy with the range and keep it out of range of Dispel. That would be really nice. What could this be? Blood Moon Priestess. Blood Moon Priestess is not the end of the world. But we probably need to Dispel it. It would be a bit awkward if he does. It's weird. Tiger? Pretty nice turn, I think, for me. Really didn't get a lot done. Okay, I don't want Sojourner, I have enough cards now. Well, still better than Grove Keeper. We could go Pyromancer Sojourner, or we could just develop the bigger threat. He had to deal with that so awkwardly, that last 2/6, so I think this is pretty nice. Positioning here to just play around, you know, Dispel and running and using the Mantle. I'm just going to quickly close my window because there might be some background noise, I'm not sure. Okay, Black Solace, such a ridiculous card. But we're not in a bad spot. Alright, don't think we want Sojourner here. So I can Dispel it. And having the second one is definitely nice. But do I just want to go aggro? If I move up here, I can Bloodborne spell and not waste it, and play the Blast. And this Black Soul won't be able to do anything relevant. So there's no need to Dispel this turn, is there? Is there a possibility I just want to do this, this, and this? It's actually quite aggressive. But then that plays a little bit less relevant because the Black Source is online. Maybe if I position it here, then the attack gen or the general's blocking it off. I think I actually don't mind that. No, let's just go with my original play. Okay, so it's really nice to get this thing out on a turn where you can't easily Dispel it, and just get it out on the board. We've done a lot of damage. There's no need to Dispel this turn. We probably will Dispel it next turn, but like we can even potentially bait him into, you know, wanting to fit in his Bloodborne spell a little bit more than he normally would. Because he will miss it this turn if he doesn't use it, so he might, yeah, we'll see. Okay, just the one rifling. Darkfire Sacrifice, look at that. Saber Spine. Interesting. So luckily we have the double Dispel here. It's really nice. We would really like one more attack on this thing. Okay, then really doesn't seem great. Yeah. Guess we have to send the Tiger in. Let's do it. We can't let either of these live. If we had a buff, it would be so much better because then we could just send the Tiger into this and save it as well, which is actually really relevant. But actually, maybe that was a mistake. I could have just used my Bloodborne spell. But we actually have some pretty decent plays here. So you can Bloodborne spell. I wouldn't mind getting this out this turn. Tiger. Let's send Tiger in. Bloodborne spell. And we can potentially. Yeah, let's just do a Dreamcast. Don't want to give him a free extra Dying Wish. Okay, So yeah, I probably could have played that turn better. I probably didn't need to use the Dispel on the Blood Moon Priestess, which definitely could come back to bite me. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have used it. That is pretty... Yeah, that's pretty brutal. This card is just absolutely insane. That is brutal. Okay. So, is face the place? Face tends to be the place. But that is, yeah, it's rough. Black Source, I really hate this card. Look at this. So we have 50-50 chance we can hit him with this thing. Come on, need to... Okay. It's probably not going to be enough, but... Okay, to have any chance of winning this game, I need... There's no point playing Healing Mystic. I need this to be able to hit his general. Alright, so we might have thrown this game, or might have just been unwinnable either way. Yeah, actually, I don't think our play wasn't the problem. Even if we just saved the Dispel, it wouldn't have made a difference. Like, I don't think we can outvalue this. If we... Oh, okay, he has Spectral Revenant, that's... Okay, I can't think of any possible draws that could possibly win the game from this point, so... We'll just waste our time, we'll try and get one more game in. Lilith can be really annoying sometimes. The Black Solace is just... such an insane card, but I can also understand why it hasn't been nerfed, because, you know, I don't know if there's a need to nerf Lilith or Abyssian in general. So if you do nerf Black Solace, maybe you need to buff something else, which is, it's very hard balance to find, because Abyssian's pretty decent at the moment. It doesn't really need buffs, but, you know, nerfing the card is also something you might want to do. So a very tricky card to balance, because it's always going to be hard to justify nerfs on a faction that's not the best. And I mean, it's still just a big vanilla minion. Yeah. Saving that Dispel. Well. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we can try and play a long game if we save the Dispel, kill the Blood Moon. He still has so many 1/1s and stuff. Spectral Revenant would have came out, killed the 4/6. Maybe. Okay, Cassiva. So another Abyssian, but definitely a better matchup this time. We are a bit slow, so sometimes Cassiva can punish that, but we're still Xerix, we're still pretty fast. Not the greatest hand ever. I'm actually going to get rid of Tiger and Dispel. Am I? Like, it's nice to go like Blood Tier and then Second Wish or something, but maybe Blood Tier is just bad against Cassiva. Let's get a second wish. Yeah, Zenrui actually answers the cards that Dispel does, like Dialtus and Jaxies and stuff, so maybe we can just go for a cheeky early Zenrui. Even though this might end up being my only next turn play, I'm still going to do it. He does have a Blood Tier that gets punished, but no, I don't really want to be just wasting a Saber Spine anyway. Hopefully he doesn't have Blood Tier to that. If he has Blood Tier, then he has to be playing like a 2-drop, and then I have to be sending a Tiger into the 2-drop, doing nothing with a General. I'd rather just hit the General and save a card. Definitely a bit of an awkward decision. Mulligan decisions can be pretty hard with this deck, but if you can try and just curve out, then you should be fine. That's my general philosophy, I think. So it's a Jaxi. Hopefully not another Jaxi. And Blood Tier. Demonic Claw. Okay. That's definitely not as bad. Okay, a nice draw. A nice draw. If the Jaxi wasn't here, maybe we could try to do something else, but we need to try and stop him using a mana tile because we really want to get to 5 mana next turn. So if he trades in his Jaxi, we're probably playing Scarab next turn. Maybe playing Dark Transformation, which is a bit annoying, but not too bad. Dialtus. What are the chances we have a clean kill of Dialtus? Probably not great. Like, and you know, clearing the stealing the body with Zenrui. Maybe we could steal the mini Jax. Yeah, we don't want to steal a mini Jax against Casino. I think there's no chance that I'm ever. Okay, so it's one of those aggro Cassivas. So, definitely not getting rid of this. Maybe we do get rid of Zinzuri then. Go down this side, so it's closer to Sojourner. Or actually, do we want to use our Bloodborne spell this turn? We're only using it for 2 damage. I don't think the damage matters that much. When next time we actually get value out of it. We could cycle the Siphon Soul. But I don't think we want to, because we're going to be overdrawing. But if tempo is important, then this is a card you want. So I think I might be a little bit greedy with my Maya Healer, trying to get it into a position where I know I'll get the Dying Wish off. A lot easier against Abyssian. This is already a Dispel target, so maybe if it doesn't get dispelled, you know, we can take that as a sign. If he wants to create a creep, he has to do this and this, which is fine by me. And keeping this out of possible dispel range is also potentially good. Pretty strong position, I think. It's mainly just getting burnt out. So this video will be a bit longer. I don't really like just playing like 2 games in a video. Don't really feel like that's enough. Okay. So we definitely want to kill that Spelljammer. Okay, so almost. I don't think we need just 2 dispels. Oh, we could steal it. I don't want to give him 2 draws a turn. I could silence it and then steal it? Probably not. Do I just want pressure? I can go for a lot of pressure with this and this and, you know, these 2. Actually thinking about dispel. Steal. Nah, we'll just take a free kill on it. And then pressure. Okay, so we can get a good spawn no matter what happens. Could just play Primal Shield Master, but I don't think it's so much pressure. Just because we saw those Dark Seeds, I actually want to heal myself. This way we also get to use a Bloodborne spell, which is always really nice. I hate missing Bloodborne spells, especially Xerxes. Plus it's also really nice that we get to play a 2-1 when he doesn't have his Bloodborne spell, something to always consider. You know, especially I've been playing a lot of Reaver, so when I verse Cassiva I try and because Cassiva try to use their Bloodborne spell whenever they can because it's so strong. So a lot of the time if you can kind of bait them into using it, or on a turn where you don't use your Bloodborne spell and you can use it the next turn, have at least a turn to attack with that Heartseeker. So that kind of thing is always relevant. Okay, so next turn we do have to start worrying about Shadow Nova. It's going to be interesting if I might choose to just play the Amaya Healer on top of me intentionally, because he can't Dispel and Shadow Nova in the same time, and then he'll have to, if I do it against the wall, then he has to Shadow Nova me and the Amaya, guaranteeing that thing, the Dying Wish. Okay, Blood 2, that's fine. Even something like Zenrui uses a lot of pressure now. Don't think that will be the play though. Okay, what's this? Void Pulse. Okay, well, starting to do a lot of damage. How much damage do we have? 8, 10. So no card that can give us lethal. Do we just start dropping Amaya healers? I think actually I want to do that play where I was talking about. Zenrui is just a bit irrelevant at the moment. Okay, so I actually really like trying to, if he wants to Shadow Nova my face and try and race, then he has to give me an Amaya Death Wish, Dying Wish I should say. So then I would be at 17 after that. He'll have potentially 5 Shadow Creep. Another Nova could only add 8 more, so we can actually survive another Nova anyway. Double Nova pretty easily. This is definitely something to consider. Being near the Shadow Creep is actually quite useful when you're trying to fight Shadow Novas, because it creates situations where they can't properly get the 4 extra damage from it, really. And this is a really nice turn to put Amaya down. Even though he may have a teleport or something, it means he's not Shadow Novering me, and we've pressured him down quite a lot that he needs time to Shadow Nova me. I mean, it probably wouldn't have mattered where I played it, to be honest, but this is, if he was lower on health or we had less pressure, then it would be. Okay, so he does have a teleport. If we can find a Hollow Grove Keeper, we can actually kill him. He may just have lethal though, depending on what he plays. Okay, so we have... That's 6 damage, 9 damage, 8 damage, sorry. 11, 12. So we needed that. Let's get rid of Primus. Hollow Grove Keeper. Okay, is that lethal though? If I go here, I guess that's 5. And I can play this one here. Get him down to 7. 1 damage off lethal and 1 mana. Okay, so well, I don't need to do it this turn, do I? Let's get our generalist safe. Okay. I wanted to get that spawn before I move. Okay. That was probably a misplay, to be honest. I ran out of time. I was trying to be too creative. Now I'm letting him get damage from teleport, but we can kill him next turn anyway. I could have just played the Amaya healer in here, but I didn't want to run away. The Hollow Grove Keeper in hand means that it's basically impossible for us to lose this. It should be. I was basically just trying to, the whole time I was trying to evaluate, do I really need to kill this thing? So I could have, if I got a better spawn, it would have been a bit easier, because then I could first wish, but that was a bit low chance of that happening. Could have just sent in this and kill it and then play something else, but I think I just want to hit him in the face, and I want to set up to kill him next turn, which we should 100% be able to do. The fact that this destroys any minion with provoke is actually really massive, and it's really good in duelist that you can skip opening gambits, so it's never going to be a downside that it's any. Well played. Okay, so that will be the game. I do think Cassiva is a very good matchup, even though this deck's a bit slow. Cassiva is so easy to pressure out. I think it's a little bit overrated if you ask me, but I know a lot of people swear by the deck and really like it, so if you like Cassiva, keep playing it. Definitely has potential, and gonna be experimenting that a bit more myself. I have done a little bit, but not much. Anyway guys, that's enough for this video. I'll just bring up the deck list one more time. Really strong list. I recommend you try it. There's quite a few legendaries, but it's very flexible deck. These are all tech cards: Emerald Rejuvenator, Hollow Grove Keeper, Zenrui. All this stuff can be changed around. And you know, it doesn't have to be Sabotage Vet, it can be just a control vet, similar shell without Zenrui. Lots of different options for this deck, so recommend you try it out if you enjoy this kind of playstyle. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.